Series 2.0. All your favourite accessories, but refined. With a softer silhouette that slips seamlessly.
Hey there, Jay, how you doing? Some heat training. That doesn't sound like you're doing very well at all. Hey, Carlo. Hey, Seb. How you doing? Thank you, Carlo. Legs left the chat after that race. Had some good feedback about that race last night, so I'm brimming with confidence at the minute. But it could all come crashing down in a time trial. No hiding place in a time trial. No hiding place. No rest whatsoever. Good evening, David. Yes. Can you not tell? I have my back pedal beanie on. It is a chilly one. My hands are freezing. They are freezing. That's it, although there are weather warnings here in South Wales from this afternoon to I think Friday for like cold, well say cold, for like very very cold conditions. It was like -6 wind chill today when I went out. Ooh. No snow outside though, Ian, no snow outside. I do live at sea level. Exactly at sea level. And right next to the sea as well. The lights will be coming on soon. I'm saving the lights. Yeah, the route tonight. So the route tonight is triple twist in Watopia. We've got a few climbs, or at least more climbs than last week, and which does mean that there could be some brief moments of recovery. It's about 25 kilometers, and about 20 kilometers in, we descend off of the little KOM down into downtown, and I'm hoping that I can ride a fairly conservative race until that point, get the brief bit of recovery for 30 seconds down the fast steep descent, and then let rip with 5 kilometers to go. So the last 5 kilometers I'm really going to try and finish strong at. Yes, one lap. So my start time is 8 minutes past 7, so I've got a while yet. Oof. Don't need that hat on that. "12 minutes until my start time." I'm on the creatine, folks. Watch out. 500 watts coming for 30 minutes right now. See, a couple of you pointed out the heart rate thing. Yeah, my heart rate monitor's over there. I haven't put it on yet. I haven't put it on yet because I'm wearing a long sleeve. And the heart rate monitor's down here. And when I got dressed, I was elsewhere. So, hence why I'm not wearing the heart rate monitor yet. Put it on in a sec. Guarantee the reading will be all over the place. Because I've not worn it from the start. Hey Mick, how you doing? Hello, hello. You alright? How's things? Welcome to the stream, everybody. Another Sufferfest. The time trial. Airtime trial on Triple Twist. We're going to be kicking off in about 5 or 6 minutes. Some people have already started. It's a good course. It's going to be about 30 minutes plus. Not sure exactly, but we'll see how we get on as we are getting on. It's going to be like, it's going to be another test of holding my hand to the fire and seeing how long I can keep it there, to be honest. We're coming down this descent with about 5 kilometers to go in the TT. So we're going to have a very small, brief recovery coming down, which is going to be good. It's a nice little mini finish line at the top here. This KOM coming the other way, so I'm going to need a lot of patience again, just to hold on and then, you know, we go with 5k to go. I say when we go, I mean, you know, we're going to be going all the way, but in terms of actually pacing it, we need to make sure we got something for that last bit. Alright, let's join. Oh, I need to join my heart rate monitor. Join my heart rate monitor? Connect my heart rate monitor. Just under 4 minutes to go. What do we need? We need a towel. What else do we need? We need a fan. We need a bottle. And those of you that are asking for lights, they come in, they come in. Whoop. That wasn't me. Alright. Okay. Where are we at? Connected. I haven't put it on yet though. Let's go. Let's join. Let's go. 2 minutes 50. 2 minutes 50. Spooky. 1 minute 50. Whew. Whew. Hey everybody, hey Josh, how you doing? How are you? How the devil are you? Oh, Simon Crisp starting behind me there, I see. Good luck, Simon. Alright. Hey Genesis, long time, how you doing? Welcome everybody. Welcome to a Zwift time trial. I do have the creatine farts, I'm not gonna lie. I do apologise. That's not a distraction though. Unless I get wind halfway around. Alright. Let's do this thing! Oh, that's cold. Oh. Okay. Let's get ready. 20 seconds. Let's go, everybody. Approaching the start line. Here we go. Somewhere around 350. Well, it's got to be over 30 minutes, I would imagine. Or probably less than 35. Okay, for those of you looking, can you see Pritchard on the right hand side of the screen? So that rider won last week. The gap is 27 seconds currently. Keep an eye on it. I'm gonna ride my own race. There's catch being made. Nice carrot. Allez, allez, allez. Okay, we're looking at about 340, 350 on the flat. Tad more on the climb, but not too much more. $20K to go. 20% training difficulty. This is the finish line next time. This is great. Feels really good. Don't forget Pritchard's doing over 400 watts. As a bigger rider, that benefits on the flat. Okay, we're going to be squeezing a little bit more now, but not much. Very easy to overdo it. Steady, steady, steady. And keep on top of it. Another drag. Stay on top of it. No, this isn't erg. It's just low training difficulty, guys. Nice and steady. Here we go. And I'm going to keep squeezing over the top. Keep squeezing. We ignore riders going past. Doing our own race. Once our speed gets up, slightly back off, but not too much. It's finesse, all finesse. And squeeze again. Now we have a carrot. Descent coming up again. Don't forget, I've been cycling for 15 years as well. 15. Not 2 years. Okay. Keep pushing. Now it's going down. So we just ride into the terrain. By doing slightly less power, we're just ever so slightly recovering. And that just gives you a couple more seconds, a couple more minutes further down the line. At the end of the day, speed is what you're looking at, not power. It's all about speed. Speed is your metric. Some riders are scared to let the average power come down because they think they're not going fast enough. That's not true on an undulating course. Okay, back into it now. Time to focus again. It's pretty flat now, so we just gotta knuckle down. And don't forget, because this time trial is slightly longer than last week's, even by 5 minutes, that's a long time. Remember, when you're flat out, just remember how long 1 minute feels. In fairness, I did the same power as I did last week, but for about 6 minutes longer. But that really should happen, because if I'm starting from, you know, well, be careful what I say, like I'm not unfit, but I mean, that's a linear progression, especially given the Zwift races recently. I feel like, I definitely felt like I couldn't speak, but I definitely felt like at that 20-minute mark, I was very, not comfortable, that's the wrong word, but I felt like it felt easier than what it did last week. So I knew then, because my average last week slowly rose, but I set off a little bit more conservative. This week, I didn't set off as conservative because I've been, you know, given much more, well, accurate numbers to go off now, because I raced last week, so I kind of knew the ballpark of what I could do. But also after racing last night, you know, these kind of efforts, they give you a good educated sort of guess. Oh, well, it's not a guess, but yeah. Ah, fellow back pedal rider Alex, chapeau. Alright everybody, let's have a look at this graph. By the way, thank you for tuning into the stream this evening. It's a pleasure to bring you another race. It's a pleasure that my legs showed up again. If you've newly subscribed, welcome. Please hit the like button and all those other good things. Miss you, subscribed. Thank you, Nick. Welcome, Fred. Welcome. So let's have a look at this here. What's the damage? Oh my word, that was a very strong finish actually. Well, it's not that I had a lot in reserve, but it was a strong finish. Heart rate a little bit suppressed, as you would kind of imagine from you know, the increased training load. But as you can see, like little sprinkling of red here and there, but predominantly yellow, of course, because you know that's obviously pretty much your threshold right there. When I say threshold, anywhere really from 20 minutes to maybe an hour if you've you know, got the minerals, because everybody's different. But that little bit of rest was really good. I think more mentally than physically, to be honest. And the little KOM before that obviously got a bit more red on the graph to just get over that. But a nice little character chase towards the end to really drive it home. And I mean, to be honest, yeah, that doesn't surprise me looking at this. 28 minutes. Kind of all around this area here, we're only 16 watts, give or take. But all these efforts here, like, all these efforts around this 37 minute mark, 33, 34, 35, 36, you know, they've all been done at the Alp pretty much. So this is a decent effort on this kind of course. I want to say decent effort, I mean, you know, it's not the Alp, so it's that is good. That is real good. Oh. Whew. Ah, blimey. Oh, blimey. I can see, to give you some perspective, I can see my breath in here tonight. It's definitely cold in here. Like, I can't tell you what the temperature is, but it feels around about, like, I don't know, less than 10. I mean, if I can see my breath, it's got to be less than 10. But it really feels, well, it's this cool. I mean, I'm obviously, like, very sweaty, but it makes a heck of a difference. You know, we moved into this house in February. Well, I say this house, I'm obviously in the shed, but you get the idea. We moved from the flat, and I was in a room with a small window, a very small room, probably half the size of this summer house, and like it just retains the heat, doesn't it? And I was absolutely sweating, or at least now that I've come here, I've realised, like, yes, it's really hot in the summer, of course, this is a summer house. And in the winter, it's obviously Baltic, but it feels a heck of a lot easier when you're going hard in a race or doing a tough effort. And that's about as tough as it gets. You know, when you're doing a really sustained long effort like that, the sweat rate just gets going like crazy. And you really feel the cooling effect. And I've definitely noticed that, you know, this last couple of weeks being in here and racing and pushing myself. So buying this house was a worthwhile investment. But no, seriously, yeah. Oh, so I missed a question back there about does racing on a course like this with some undulations and yeah, rather than it being flat, does it make it sort of easier? I think I'm so used to doing time trials in the UK, but I grew up doing time trials, you know, in my local area, where the courses were always quite rolling. So you get into the habit of having something that breaks up the rhythm a little bit. But it's like what I tried to explain in the first 10 minutes while I had breath in me, how it's more mental than physical, I would say, unless you have a substantial descent like I did, you know, with 5k to go. It's more mental than it is physical. So the breaks come in the form of, like, if your game plan is to average 350 watts, for instance, for me tonight, then I would look at the climbs and I would go like, okay, so we're going to be going uphill for 2 minutes and then we'll go down the other side for about 30 seconds. So if I'm going to increase my power, I'm going to do it ever so slightly, because, you know, 2 minutes of slightly more power is still going to you know, you're still going to feel it, especially if the descent is not very long. So if you're going to go over for 2 minutes, you know, if you're doing 30-15s, you know, or 40-20s, these type of intervals, you know, initially the first couple don't hurt, but if you do 10 reps of them, 12 reps of them, they obviously start to hurt quite a lot. So you want to think of it like that. If the descent is quite short, then you have a micro recovery, in that, you know, the descent is a chance to just do slightly less power, you know, and it depends on the length of the descent. If the descent is longer but shallower, you've still got to keep a reasonable amount of power going. If it's steeper and shorter, you can afford to really let off the gas And you'd be surprised the fitter you get, you know, and the more, you know, you do these and the better you become at them, the faster you recover, simply put. So, you know, it then becomes like a bit of a, can I say, a fun game? But like in a flat time trial, there isn't that element. So you're kind of just stuck, you know, riding at that intensity the whole way and just kind of hoping you haven't overestimated yourself. It's it's a good game. I definitely like the undulating ones because they give you something to think about, basically. Hey, Alex is in here. Nice one, Alex. No, do you know what it is, Alex? Do you know what it is? It's all that training you did for the British Hill Climbs. And, you know, now you've kind of, you know, come out of structured training and you kind of just, you know, taking that pressure off. And now you're just kind of riding around and doing what you want to do. And, you know, no word of a lie. When you take sort of that kind of the pressure off, that stress off, and you're just kind of doing what you want to do, then it's like another level of finding a bit of form. Oh. Now, I wouldn't say I'm looking good for a dig up the Alp. I'm 65, 66 kilos, so unless I get down to 61 again, an Alp PB will not be on the cards. But, as I said in last night's stream, you know, the watts per kilo might not be there, but the raw power is, and that's good news. You know, that's good news. Sometimes we don't celebrate. Well, we do celebrate the power, don't we? That's the whole point of it. But you know, when you're so focused sometimes on watts per kilo, or you know, maybe your goals are climbing based, then sometimes you can, you know, focus on power and weight sometimes too much, and you always forget that, you know, the bare basics are, at the end of the day, trying to build power. And then, you know, well, then you can try and solve the other half of the equation further down the line. But the hardest thing, really speaking, is building that power. And I'm still looking out for that 400 watts for 20 minutes. You know, I'm in my 30s now, so if it's going to come, it's going to come soon. And I can feel it. I can feel it coming. It's there. It's there. Yeah, Ed in the shed is down to 3 degrees. That's right. Maybe I need to get a massive thermometer behind me so you can see what the temperature is. Yes, I agree with you, Niels. Actually, the colder temperature, yeah, that can be a bit of a problem. Sorry, Jay. Yes, the kits. If you join the Discord, then you can definitely find out information about the kits there. I'll try and give the road bike TT Nationals another crack. Yes. Whew. Oh, blimey. Yeah. That's funny, I was explaining to Charlie what rickrolling was the other day. She'd never heard of it before, believe it or not. I know, gasp. Yeah. Alright, I'm just catching up with the chat. I think that's everything. Also, if you join the Discord, you can just carry on with any chat in there. That's another reason why the Discord is there. So yeah, listen, guys, thank you so much for tuning in again, and spending your evening with me. You know, even if it was for 5 minutes, or if it was for the whole full hour. Can't get my worms out. But yeah, look, we're racing again tomorrow night. Oh my word, glutton for punishment. But we'll give it our best. We'll see how we stack up against what I think is probably going to be a really tough field. And it was a tough race last night as well. So it's 3 days on the bounce. I'm going to get cooking. I need to go and make some food, some chestnut mushroom orzo creamy pasta, and get that down me. It's nearly 8 p.m. So wherever you are, have a good evening, good afternoon, or a good morning. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow, or I will see you next time. Dun. It's like a musical instrument. I can't do it now. can't do it now. Do 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 do.